Authorities in Jordan have raided the palace of the kingdom's former crown prince, Prince Hamza bin Hussein, a half-brother of King Abdullah. Prince Hamza said in a video recording he was under house arrest and had been told to stay at home and could not contact anyone. Two of his aides were also arrested over what officials believe was an attempted coup. Jay Marcus has the story.
Jordan's Foreign Minister Ayman Safadi has accused the former Crown Prince of Jordan of plotting to destabilize the kingdom. Safadi spoke a day after Prince Hamza bin Hussein, half-brother of King Abdullah II, was placed under house arrest.
Yesterday, the Chief of Staff met with Prince Hamza to deliver this message to him, and he asked him to stop all activities and movements which threaten Jordan and its stability. But His Highness didn't respond and dealt negatively with the request, ignoring the interests of Jordan and its people.
In a videotaped statement from his house arrest, Hamza had earlier accused the country's leadership of corruption and incompetence. The unprecedented criticism of the ruling class has threatened the stability of the country. Hamza is the half-brother of Jordan's current king, Abdullah. Upon ascending to the throne in 1999, Abdullah named Hamza as crown prince, only to revoke the title 5 years later, giving the title to his own son. The US, the UK and regional powers including Egypt, Turkey and Saudi Arabia have all voiced support for King Abdullah, who is a key ally to the West and leads a normally stable country in a volatile region.
Well, we're joined now from New York by Dr. Dalia Fahmy, Associate Professor of Political Science at Long Island University. Thanks for joining us on Good Morning Europe. Now, Jordan's been known as one of the most stable Middle Eastern countries. What do you make of what's going on?
Absolutely. We usually don't think of political stability or turmoil happening in the Hashemite kingdom of Jordan. But what's happening now, especially with this unprecedented criticism by the former crown prince, Prince Hamza, of his brother, is signaling an internal rift in Jordan that we have not seen. While there have been reverberations on the ground, the current king has seen himself as an economic reformer. And for his brother to accuse him of corruption and for economic reform that's not in the best interest of his people, he's really targeting the one set of reforms that the king hasn't tried to enlist. The king is not known for political reform, especially since the Arab Spring. But what he's done in this decision to actually place his brother, beloved to the people of Jordan, under house arrest is actually self-defeating, because he's going to increase popularity of his brother and also signal to the population that any voices of dissent are not accepted.
These are serious accusations, are there, on the part of Prince Hamza? Corruption, mismanagement. I mean, it goes beyond a personal power struggle.
Absolutely. Jordan has been suffering from great debt, about 95% of its country's GDP. And with the increasing regional challenges, the COVID-19 pandemic, decrease in tourism, but also increased spending on the military as a way to gain power, it's being seen as at the expense of the population. We also have to remember that Jordan has a major refugee crisis from Syria for the past decade. So the economic turmoil is lending itself to the accusation that economic mismanagement, which the king has been heralded as, his success, is where he's being kicked in the gut, if you will. So add to that the lack of political reform, the inability for the public to get real information of what's happening on the ground, and for Prince Hamza to release this tape yesterday in English, not in Arabic, but in English, signals that he's actually talking to the international community.
But does he have any support from neighbouring countries, for instance?
No, this is not going to lead to great changes in Jordan. But what it does signal is that he does have allegiance among the tribal elders, a place where the current king has been suffering. In terms of the region, no, there will not be many changes in the region. Arab leaders have come to his defense. And while he has had a very strained relationship with Benjamin Netanyahu, this will not even change Jordan-Israeli relations.
Dr. Dalia Fahmy from Long Island University, thanks very much for joining us on Good Morning Europe.